Here's a stat that should shake you. 80% of clients decide whether to stick with you within the first week before you ever deliver results. Not because your service is bad, but because your onboarding is messy, delayed, or even worse, non-existent. If you've ever been ghosted by a new client or found yourself chasing basic info weeks after the kickoff, this episode will change the game for you. Today's topic, onboarding like a pro, setting up clients for wins. You'll walk away with a plug-and-play strategy that transforms onboarding from a forgotten admin task to a powerful retention tool that earns trust, reduces churn, and sets the tone for raving fans. Because onboarding isn't paperwork. It's positioning, it's proof, and it's profit. Welcome back to the CEO Shift Show, where we build, scale, and thrive in business without burnout. I'm Carol Surbey, and here we believe your business is a tool, not your identity. When you systemize it right, it pays you back in time, in money, and freedom. So before we dive in, hit that subscribe button. And if you want the exact onboarding tools I give my clients, grab your free bundle at thescalablecEOacademy.com. You'll get my welcome email template, intake form framework, and more. So let's dive into it. Let me be super blunt with you. Your client's perception of your entire service is shaped in the first 7 days. It's not about contracts. It's about confidence. You build trust when you tell them clearly what to expect. You prevent scope creep when expectations are outlined from day 0. And you empower clients to engage without having to chase these items. A client of mine was losing deals after the sale because they had no structured onboarding. They'd close, then nothing for days. The clients felt completely disconnected. Another client implemented a 4-step onboarding system, contract signed, intake, kickoff form, welcome video and folder, scheduled kickoff call. Their referrals doubled within months. Same service, different first impression. So the shift here is actually really simple. Onboarding isn't admin, it's leadership. It's the foundation for trust, consistency, and client delight. And here's the thing, leadership requires a plan. You can't deliver next level experience if you don't know where the journey leads. So let's zoom out and map the full client journey. So you're not just onboarding better, you're building a path to long-term loyalty. I wonder if you think of onboarding as just a welcome email. Think again. You need to see it as the first leg of a multi-stage client journey. We go from onboarding to delivery to offboarding, repeat, and referral. And it all hinges on how well you set that first leg. Here's what a pro-level client journey might look like. We have some welcome assets. This might be a branded email or a PDF. It's a welcome packet. We have a kickoff or an intake form and a client portal for shared folders. We have delivery prep. So this is the templates, the checklists, the SOPs, the process flows, the internal handoffs if you have a team. Next, we set the communication rhythm, decide the check-in cadence, and pre-schedule those touch points, making sure that you're leading the client and setting the expectations. Making sure that you're also building buffers on your check-ins and reminders. And then when it comes to exit, we also want to consider the upsell triggers. Boarding will include a survey or a debrief, and ask for the testimonials or referrals. And also take this opportunity to present renewal or upsell offers. We've covered the assets and systems that create consistency, but now I want you to step into your client's shoes for just a moment. Close your eyes and ask yourself, if I hired you today, would I instantly feel guided, or would I be waiting, wondering what's happening next? We want to correct that. Lead the client, set the expectations. They always know what the next step is. Okay, so now you know what to build. How do you scale that without losing the human touch? Well, here's some tools that can help you do that heavy lifting. We have Dubsado, we have Honeybook, ClickUp, or similar. We can use Loom or Vidyard for recording our onboarding videos. We can have a template library for contracts and welcome decks and FAQs. And we also want to make sure that we have an onboarding checklist, like contract signed goes straight to form submitted to setup, goes straight to kickoff call booked. We always want a rollout plan. So let's capture what you're already doing. Record a Loom while onboarding your next client. No prep, just talk through it. Systemize one asset at the time. Let's start with your welcome email, your form, or your folder setup, and turn it into a reusable template. And then automate the trigger. Use your tool to auto send that asset once a contract is signed. This isn't about perfection, it's about momentum. Now, I know some of you are thinking, this sounds amazing, but you've got objections. And that's exactly where we're going next. Let's hit those resistance points head on and shift your mindset once and for all. Very common objection. My business is too custom. So reframe it. Systems are your skeleton. Customization is the muscle. Objection number 2, I don't have time. Well, the reframe there is you're already repeating yourself. Capture it. Just capture it once and reuse it. And objection number 3, my clients don't want a rigid process. Well, here's the reframe. Clients crave clarity, and structure to them equals safety. And when they feel safe, they give you their trust. So think about onboarding as your first impression in action. It tells clients, I've thought of everything so that you don't have to. And I know what comes next for you. The systems are clear. The excuses, well, I think we've handled a few of those. But let's pause for a second, because what's really at stake here isn't just a smoother process. It's your reputation, it's your referrals, and it's the way people feel working with you. Think about what chaotic onboarding is actually costing your business. Most CEOs don't lose clients because their work is weak. They lose them because the client experience is chaotic. Ask yourself, have you ever invested in a program, paid good money, and then crickets? No welcome email, no roadmap, no sense of direction. It just feels sloppy. It feels like an afterthought. Now imagine the opposite. You sign and immediately receive a warm video, client roadmap, a shared folder with your name on it, all before you even ask. You feel seen, you feel confident, you feel like you picked the right partner, which business would you recommend? You're not selling tasks or deliverables. You're selling transformation. And the onboarding is the proof of that point. If you're feeling that gap, the one between the business you want to be and the experience clients are actually getting, this is your moment to shift. Let's put it into action with this week's CEO challenge. Here's your challenge for the week. Write down every step your new client goes through, from signing to kickoff. Highlight the spots where things feel messy, unclear, or delayed, and create just one reusable asset this week. Maybe it's the email welcome template, the intake form, or a Loom video. Start with one fix. Tightening onboarding now equals longer client retention, which equals referrals. So don't forget to grab my free onboarding templates and framework at thescalablecEOacademy.com. These are the same assets I use with my clients to save hours and upgrade the experience. Thank you so much for tuning in to the CEO Shift Show. Remember, your business is a tool. Build it like an asset, and it will serve you for years to come. Next week, client communication rhythms, staying proactive, not reactive. Be sure to catch that. Until then, systemize, scale, and succeed. I'll see you next week.